Today we are going to be discussing how to source a historical document. When looking at sourcing a historical document, you will look at 6 key questions. These are: who wrote this? What is the author's perspective? When is it written? Where was it written? Why was it written? And is it reliable? To give an example on how to use these questions, we will go over these using the Gettysburg Address. One of the first things you'll want to look at when sourcing a document is the author. In our example, it is really clear that this was written by President Abraham Lincoln. Please note that not all document authors will be clearly written or maybe not revealed at all. Whether you can determine the author of a document or not, you still need to find the author's perspective of the document. In this case, we see through context clues that the author is a leader in the American Civil War. Another important aspect of historical documents is the date in which it was written. In the example, we see a date on the document itself, which in this case would be the date of when the speech was delivered. While this is not exactly the date that it was written, it is still a time period in which you know with which you are working. Some of these questions you will not be able to answer directly from the source, with this example being the first of our questions. There is sometimes no possible way of knowing where the document was written, such as in this case, where the only location we know of is where it is being delivered, which is Gettysburg. This is where further research can be conducted on the source. In our case, it is speculated that the speech was written on the train ride from DC to Gettysburg. Two of the more important questions you'll need to answer are these final two. In most cases, you will find out why the document was written through context clues in the document. In our document, we see that this speech is written to dedicate the battlefield to the men that died fighting. The final question will be found in somewhat of a culmination of all the previous questions. When looking at if the document is reliable, you'll have to take into consideration who wrote the document and when and why for if the document is a reliable source.